بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تركز هذه الجلسة على كيفية انتقال المبادرات المجتمعية من النوايا إلى بنية طويلة المدى وكذلك أثر ملموس، مع تسليط الضوء على دعم رواد الأعمال الشباب والثقة والملائمة والمبادرات في إمارة أبو ظبي. نرحب بمحاور الجلسة باتريك سماحة الرئيس التنفيذي لشركة أليفيت، وبالمتحدثين أحمد بن حمودة نائب الرئيس وأمين الصندوق في مجلس أبو ظبي لشباب الأعمال، ومايون جبرخيل الرئيس التنفيذي لمبادرة فاطمة بنت محمد بن زايد. فليتفضلوا إلى المنصة مشكورين.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody is fine after all these sessions. I'd like to talk today to two young, not so young gentlemen, maybe I'm not the young one as well, about building community endeavors that last, which is part of what the event is all about: entrepreneurship, success stories, ideas that live longer through communities and through culture. With me on the stage, my name is Patrick Samaha. Mostly I'm the CEO of Elevate, but I also sit on a few other boards, and I'm a professor at the Sorbonne University for the Masters in Marketing. I have with me here today two new relationships, I believe. One is Ahmed Saeed bin Hamouda, a young Emirati business leader representing bin Hamouda Group companies. Also, he is the vice chairman and treasurer of Abu Dhabi Youth and Business Council. Welcome to the stage, Ahmed. Nice to meet you as well. I also have with me my one, we're gonna have, it's very nice, Jabrakhil. He is from Afghanistan, British Afghani / resident of UAE, which is Emirati. And he is the CEO of Fatma bin Muhammad bin Zayed initiative. So welcome to the stage. I'm gonna start with my wand, since you're next to me now. Then we'll go to Ahmed. First question is, can you tell us a little bit about the Fatma bin Muhammad bin Zayed initiative before we ask you like a short question?
Sure, thank you very much. Pleasure to be here today alongside yourself and Ahmed, and also lots of distinguished guests. So the FBMI initiative was started in 2010, so this year we celebrate 16 years. And it's the only sustainable initiative in the whole world, actually, that works in developing countries. So what I mean by this is that we have our own unique ecosystem, which means we have our own farms for the farmers, we have our own employees for artisanal work, we have our own medical teams, we implement medical healthcare, educational services ourselves, and we also have our own retail units. So this unique sustainable ecosystem is not to be found anywhere else in the world. We focus mainly in the UAE, Afghanistan, and Tanzania. Main pillars are healthcare, education, arts and culture, the preservation of arts and culture, and also strategic advisory services. And it's run on 5 different social enterprises. So Mira, Zulia, the Diplomacy Lab, Emirati district at Dubai International Airport, and also Hunger, which is an initiative that supports farmers in Tanzania.
Did you visit Tanzania or no?
I did, yeah.
How was it?
It's beautiful. I went to the south. It's about 10 hours by car.
Okay.
So we went into Dar es Salaam, and from there we went to Mtwara on the border of Mozambique, where the farms are located. And it's beautiful, you know, just seeing the women work and giving them opportunities. It's warming, really.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing this. Ahmed, I have a question for you. Since we're talking about entrepreneurs and youth, can you walk us a little bit through the council and how they support young entrepreneurs in Abu Dhabi, or if any other place? What support they give, different kinds of support? How would you see that, please?
Well, firstly, I would like to thank everyone. I would like to thank the management team of the festival for giving us the opportunity to be part of this panel. Well, Abu Dhabi Youth Business Council is an affiliate under Abu Dhabi Chamber, established in 2024 with a clear strategy to create an ecosystem to empower youth-led businesses in Abu Dhabi. And we have identified 3 key personas to support who are youth starters, growth builders, and global aspirers. And to serve these groups, we focus on 4 key offerings, which are the main pillars of the council: business setup support, business growth opportunities, career development programs, and access to local and international events and exhibitions. Our goal is to make the entrepreneurial journey more accessible and practical for young business leaders. We aim to offer a one-stop shop for youth entrepreneurs, and this is made possible through opportunities with key ecosystem players, who we call the movers and shakers, including government and government-backed entities, advisory firms, incubators, and universities. And through this collaborative model, we aim to provide young entrepreneurs with the right support at every stage of their journey. Thank you.
That's very interesting. You know, I'm going to tell you something, all of you. I mean, I'm 51 years old, and I've never seen the word entrepreneur mentioned as much as the past 10 years. And I think that's one of the biggest changes that we've seen in society, to having younger people using this word, initiatives like what you have, honorable initiatives, creating this concept of an ecosystem is quite interesting. I mean, in 2005 and 2 and 3, I hope I'm not the oldest one here. So the idea is, it's very interesting how this is becoming not only a buzzword, but, you know, as you said, Ahmed, an ecosystem that helps people to come and say, okay, we can guide you into the next stage of entrepreneurship. And I think that's a fundamental change. So thank you and your initiative. I cannot apply. Am I above age? Well, today I can still apply. ولا بتعمل لي واسطة.
We'll make an exception.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, Maiwand. So going back to you, and obviously considering these purpose-driven initiatives, they translate to the community for more of a long-term, tangible impact. How do you see that in Fatma, your
I think
company?
what's very important is, you know, we were talking, I think the guests were just talking earlier about the UAE and everyone's love for the UAE. And I think a lot of people ask me, they say, why is the UAE successful? And I think a lot of people actually miss the fact that there's a key word there called intention, so niyyah, right? And I think intention is very, very important.
Intention.
Intention. Whether you're starting, you know, the intention has to always be right. You know, from the UAE leadership to the citizens to the residents, everyone has good intentions, so there's success all around. And I think we saw this just like 2 days ago. I was watching Her Excellency Reem Al-Hashmi's interview on ABC America, and she said, you know, we have oil wealth, but we've used our oil wealth to create an economic powerhouse, which is extremely important, whereas others have used their oil wealth for detrimental purposes. So I think the intention is very, very important. I also think in the UAE, we're very blessed that we can develop and create partnerships very easily. That's very, very important. You have such an incredible ecosystem, whether it's Hub 71 or the government themselves or festivals like we have today, the Entrepreneurship Festival. You know, the rest I think just comes down to, you know, knocking on doors, good old-fashioned policing. You know, is knocking
Cold
on.
calling.
Yeah, exactly. It can be annoying, but that's the best way, really. So I think it's a mix of intention, partnerships, you know, having the will, and those are key, I think, for sure.
You know, it's interesting what you see from other governments as well and other countries, that here the intention is cascaded down from leadership. So you believe in something, you see it happen by your leaders, you want to follow the same example. And I think that's one of the foundational part of creating a successful, positive intention community. And when entrepreneurs find that trust, they want to build on it more. They want to say, okay, this is a good time for me to come in and, you know, play the battlefield of entrepreneurship. And we see that, experienced by many people in UAE, obviously. So back to you, Ahmed. So why do you believe that Abu Dhabi stands out today as a platform for youth, for entrepreneurship, how the government are being supported, and internationally, people that are coming in? I know there's Hub 71 as well. There's a lot of, the Abu Dhabi Global Markets as well. All of these initiatives that helping the entrepreneurs today.
That's a very important question. So Abu Dhabi has made significant investments to build an ecosystem that is attractive and enabling. So growth is across all sectors, which creates multiple opportunities for youth-led businesses. There is a clear direction from our leadership to empower and encourage youth in every sector. Today, government-related entities are actively working together to create more opportunities and support systems for youth-led businesses. Globally, Abu Dhabi's global position is also a major advantage. We have signed 25 CEPA agreements, which are comprehensive economic partnership agreements that eases trade between countries. So 25 countries that we can directly trade with smoothly. And we are 4 to 6 hours away from 1/3 of the world's population. This gives our ecosystem strong access to regional and international markets. Recent geopolitical tensions have also highlighted how strong, resilient, and stable Abu Dhabi's and the UAE's economy is. Altogether, these factors make Abu Dhabi a strong platform for entrepreneurship, innovation, and long-term growth. Thank you.
It's exciting to know that it only is happening here. I mean, obviously Dubai and other cities are creating some but what is Abu Dhabi doing today is extremely helpful for the ecosystem, the proximity of what is landing around UAE and the region. I don't know why they call us Middle East. They should call us center of the world, I think. I think that's a better word for us to start using. Maybe we should market that, Ahmed, through the youth center. Center of the world. It's a good way to create this entrepreneurship structure here.
That's true.
Better than Middle East. Hajba middle. All right, thank you. Thank you for your answer. Maywand, how can trust and relevance be maintained as communities grow and expectations shift? We all have bigger expectations and people always want to add more value.
I think the first part is definitely relationships. So it's not just about how you develop the relationship, but also how you keep the relationship and the connections. We live in a part of the world, especially the UAE, where it's very easy to meet the leadership. It's extremely easy. You can go to any majlis, meet any sheikh, be involved, they're out on the streets there.
Can you teach me this skill?
Yeah, of course.
Very good, thank you very much.
So it's very, very easy to meet them at events and places. The other part is how you keep it, of course. And a few weeks ago, we were seeing Minister of AI, Al-Ulama, say that, more important than funding and money is the connection itself, is the connections that you have and how you keep them. I think that's extremely important. I think the other part is the reputation. I went to university for my master's. I mean, one of the things that stood out, probably the only thing, was the fact that the reputation is everything. Your reputation precedes you. So before you enter a room, before you want to meet someone, it's all about the reputation. And I'm not sure my parents would be too happy. They paid for the masters, and I only remember that. So it has to be very, very important. I think the other aspects are, for example, when we work on the ground, we work in very, very difficult environments. For example, southern Afghanistan, Kandahar, Helmand. And what we try to do is always localize the solution. So we've had a lot of issues globally where people have tried to implement international solutions. But when you try to localize and you give those people ownership, that's what really matters at the end of the day. So giving the locals ownership, localizing solutions, empowering them. And even here in Abu Dhabi, you know, we have employees, they said, we only want to work 20 hours a week. I said, fine, done, that's it. You know, as long as you're happy, you're productive, it's fine with us. So I think there are many aspects to it, to building the trust, keeping the trust, from relationships to connections to the right partnerships, to localizing solutions, and you know, just keeping the credibility, really.
I like this. It's a common term in UAE. Your network is your net worth. And you know, we've heard it so many times by leaders, by people in office, by management consultants. And you know, I tend to agree to it. It doesn't beat everything, but it is one aspect that can overcome everything else. You can have great education, but you don't have the right character and the right network, things won't be as lucky for you. And this is very interesting, you know, what you said, that people, it's about people together. It's about creating this kind of community where it is a shared success is very favored, you know, in a place like UAE and Abu Dhabi. Can you tell us a little bit about the projects that you are doing as well?
Sure. So globally, in Tanzania, we have farms, cashew farms, where we support cashew farms. Yeah, so we do cashew farming.
Too many calories, but okay.
Yeah, but very tasty. So we support local cashew farmers in Tanzania to process. One of the biggest problems we have in developing countries, they've changed the term third world countries to developing countries now. So in developing countries, for example, is that most of the benefits of the produce go to bigger countries who process them. So we tend to process locally. Now you can find them on Emirates Airlines, first class, economy class, business class. You know, so
is it a branded cashew or is it?
It's a branded. The brand is called Mira. It's a social enterprise called Mira.
Okay.
And you know, it has a wonderful.
But it's not sold on retail.
It's kind of
it's like a corporate more.
It's kind of sold on retail. So at our showroom, so we have showrooms in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So Dubai Design District, Emirates Towers. We have another project called the Emirati District where we support youth businesses at Dubai International Airport. So you can find it there as well. And you know, it's open to more than 90 million passengers every year. So it's a wonderful opportunity really to connect. What we believe in is connecting these, you know, whether they're farmers or artisans or whatever craft that we give them to produce or whatever work that we give them to global consumers. That's our job at the end of the day. So if you go to Mandarin Oriental, Four Seasons, Emirates, Etihad, these big customers, you'll find a lot of their products, which is really what, you know, gives you a lot of pride as well. You know, we have so many different initiatives that we're working on. In Afghanistan, we do carpet weaving. And we're about to launch the first ever carpet weaving production facility in the GCC right here in Abu Dhabi at Miza. Should be open by the end of the year. So we're introducing a new heritage to the United Arab Emirates as well with carpet weaving, which has never been done here before. We have saddu, we have other crafts, but to produce actual handmade carpets is something that we believe in also, that, you know, we can't teach countries such as Afghanistan, for example, about tech and AI, and we can't learn from them in banking, but we can also have a knowledge transfer.
Scope, the artistic
exactly.
aspect.
We can have a knowledge transfer, and that's exactly what we're doing, having a knowledge transfer and a cultural exchange. So, you know, I think there are ways around everything.
And, you know, when you travel all around and you see, do people understand what's happening in Abu Dhabi? Do you think they understand the quality of entrepreneurship and the vision?
So that's our job, basically, to break down barriers. And we call it soft diplomacy, soft power diplomacy, cultural diplomacy, diplomacy through entrepreneurship. And they're very grateful to the vision of the United Arab Emirates. If you look at, for example, the case of Afghanistan, one I know very well, the United Arab Emirates had 500 troops there, but they were non-combat. They were building roads, they were building hospitals, they were supporting people, they were building wells. So they were non-combat. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, the brotherly relations have stayed. So that's our job. We make sure that they know where the support is coming from. It's nothing to do with aid. It's complete social enterprise support as well as humanitarian services.
Interesting. Thank you. So Ahmed, you have a booth here in the event?
Yes, we have a booth with Abu Dhabi Chamber to answer all questions of everyone who is interested, who is planning to start a business. And also, I have an advice.
Yes, I wanted your
to,
advice.
Youth entrepreneurs. What I want to say is, be patient. Success is never a straight path. And failure is part of the journey. Be ready and prepared for opportunities and take action when the right one appears. Thank you.
Very good. Fail forward. Yeah. What about you? What's your advice to entrepreneurs? What is the best lesson you think you had?
I think the best lesson is always when you go somewhere and you want to convince someone, you know, people don't have time. Time is the most valuable
The
asset.
elevator pitch problem.
Exactly, yeah. You have to know where to add value. You have to add value somewhere. And that's something I learned along the way. I remember calling people, you know, very high up and saying, this person wants to meet you, and they just say, listen, he's got nothing to offer, which is the truth. You have to have something to offer. You have to add value somewhere. And that's exactly what we do. Whether it's a carpet from Afghanistan, or whether it's a dried fruit or saffron from Afghanistan, or dried fruits from, you know, Tanzania, we add value to the product. And I think that's very important, having something to offer and also adding value. And as Ahmed said, staying the course. You have to stay the course and believe in it.
Yeah, of course. I think the biggest word is actually how to simplify ideas, how to simplify progress, how to simplify your product. The more difficult you make it, the more, you know, it compromises the future of your business. And, you know, simplicity is a really key word. Thank you both for your encouragement, for your talk, for explaining a little bit about yourselves. Do we have questions for the crowd? Anyone would like to ask these gentlemen a question? I mean, they are available at their booths. Obviously, if you have any more questions, please go ask them. Make sure you get as much as you can from them when we have the chances.
I have one more point to add. So now May we met, and I would like to ask you a question.
Pardon?
What are you planning to do for young entrepreneurs in Abu Dhabi?
Very, very good question. So, thanks for putting me on the spot, firstly, but, you know.
Don't ask him.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask. You know, in Dubai International Airport, we have something called the Emirati District. So it's a place for Emirati homegrown businesses to sell to more than 90 million passengers a year, you know. It's a partnership with the Federal Youth Authority. And this year, inshallah, with your partnership with the Abu Dhabi Youth Business Council, we'll be opening in Abu Dhabi Airport as well, inshallah. And the beauty of this project is that every year, 10 to 20 new businesses rotate. So it's not the same businesses. So we give opportunity to different youth businesses. Aside from this, we have opening in Mina Zayed, the first ever carpet production facility where Emiratis are making handmade carpets for the first time. And we're currently going through the training process. This is something really incredible. We also have a new project which we can't announce now, but it's going to break a Guinness World Record, which I'm sure you'll hear very soon. We also have another project, by the way, where we're inviting youths to design handmade carpets that will be woven in Afghanistan, all for a perfect cause, and they'll be displayed at, you know, Mubadala HQ, they'll be displayed at Museum of the Future in Dubai, they'll be displayed at the Formula One races. So we have a lot of public programs alongside this, as well as expanding our retail presence. So this is something that we will work very closely with you on, of course.
Thank you, Maywan, for telling us more about it, and hopefully we will initiate a partnership plan to support youth-led businesses, entrepreneurs, ambitious young leaders, as we call them, to empower them and encourage them in Abu Dhabi's ecosystem.
You know, it's quite interesting. If things can happen fast, that's the best part of deal making and young entrepreneurship. Fast deal making. It's the best thing to do when you are doing entrepreneurship.
I think my
the
team
ability
has
of speed.
I think my team has already a full plan to partner up with FBMI and initiate.
She
Okay,
confirms.
done.
Alas, it's done. She signed on it. All right, excellent. Thank you, Ahmed and Maywan, for your time. It was a pleasure meeting you both for the first time, and I hope to see you again. Thank you, everybody.